That's how you do that. Oh, he still got it.
That's how you do that. That's how you do that. I don't need Rod. I don't need you. I said, come on, Rod, I'm gonna have to get him. I'm gonna have to leave him alone. He's gonna get mad and not fish with me no more. Man, I say anywhere in Texas I ain't gonna run into you.
Probably not.
How's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's going great.
Man, oh man, Toledo Bend, here we come. We gonna go find them.
Yes, sir.
Seem pretty confident.
Yep, always.
All right, guys, here we are. We are on Toledo Bend. We're out here fishing again with the mime.
Cut.
All right, guys, we're out here on Toledo Bend. I've got Rod Silman back with me. We're in a creek I've never been to before. We launched out of Cypress Bend Golf Resort this morning. Rod has brought me into a minefield of stumps back in here. So the fish are in here?
Looks like it.
All right, you fish in here much?
No.
It'd be mainly black crappie down here, won't it?
Hopefully it's not, but the predominant species is black. So.
Okay, and what is there, about 70 different guides on this lake?
I think that's an understatement.
Understatement, so it is a heck of a fishery then.
Yes.
To be able to sustain that many guides, and I mean, almost every boat at the ramp this morning except for ours was guides. So if it wasn't an outstanding lake, then it couldn't handle that many guides. What's the size on this lake as far as crappie?
10-inch minimum.
10-inch minimum.
Per person.
All
But if you're on the Louisiana side, is whatever their lake is.
Okay, and we're on the Louisiana. So whichever side of the lake you're on is which restrictions you go by, because this lake lays on the border between Louisiana and Texas. We launched on Louisiana side, so we fish by Louisiana regulations.
And Texas side has the biggest fish, just saying.
Here he goes with that Texas stuff. I ain't gonna lie, man. I saw some of the biggest brim I ever saw in my life this year down at Possum Kingdom. And that would make me go back just to bluegill fish. I can't see it either. I'm trying to find you.
There he is.
What you got?
It's a 3.
Is that a crappie? I ain't got to see it yet.
It's a lake record.
Ditch pickle right off the bat.
Who sucks now, huh? That fish is hot.
That is the most bass I've ever seen in one spot. If that's what they are, is all bass. We're over some nice looking brush piles here. There's a lot of small crappie and brim in them. We're just looking for those singles sitting on the side of the stumps. Those are normally the ones that'll go ahead and fire as long as they're up off the bottom. Oh my goodness. Leave her a mouth there, Bubba. Yeah, leave her just a little bit of a mouth.
She hit. I looked away for a second and it was game over. She likes margarita. There she goes.
Well, we have got the first crappie.
Gave her the bait and switch.
The bait and switch.
Yeah.
All right, so what we did, guys, we were fishing the deeper, clearer water for black crappie. We thought they'd be schooled up on trees, and we went in an area me and Rod had never been before, and they just weren't there. So what we've done now, we went up to the back of a creek, found a flat. The water's got more color to it. Now, by making that transition, we should catch mainly white crappie back in here, and that's just knowing the characteristics and the preferences of the two different species. The black crappie will want that deep, clear water. The white crappie will want the more shallow, dirtier water. Say, Rod, you better hurry up. I'm gonna get in there on him.
I can't see it. That's how you do that. Oh, and he still got it.
That's how you do that. That's how you do that. I don't need rod. I don't need you.
Hey, I tried to turn this.
Tank! Oh man, that bait come right out of there.
See, it's the bait, I told you.
And rod, it ain't the bait. We done swapped rods and everything.
Yeah, you stole that fish.
I told you was off of him. I said, come on, Rod, I'm gonna have to get him. I'm gonna have to leave him alone. He's gonna get mad and not fish with me no more.
Oh, swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss, Rod.
No,
Get him. He picked on me. Your turn. That is a real good fish, I believe. 13, 14 inches. When you see something in the shape of a crappie on the screen, but it's real skinny, like top of its back to its belly and has a little arch, a lot of times that's bass, and when you get closer to them, they'll stretch out and you'll be able to see their tail whipping. That'll either be a catfish or a bass, one of the two, but both of them's not target species, so the best thing you can do is leave them alone.
And usually the bass move around a lot.
Yeah, they move around a lot more. Yeah, it varies with the mood of the fish, kind of like a crappie does. So you're just looking for the overall silhouette to look right. The bass most of the time will have a little arch, a small light arch. Got her. Do I have?
Catfish.
Catfish. Yeah, head shaking like old catfish. No, it's a drum. Yep, doggone drum. Now these drum, when they're sitting there, they look identical to a crappie. The only time you can tell the difference is sometimes on the screen, go ahead and grab your rod. Sometimes on the screen, they will swim up above your bait and look back down on it because of the way that their head is angled right there. See how it's looking down? They will come up above your bait and look back down at it. And usually, like if they're in open water, you can go ahead and pull out and get away from them. But right there, it was nosed into a stump, so I couldn't tell. If you come up to a stump and you can see a fish laid straight up the side of it, that is not a crappie, it's a gar all day long. Yeah, I don't like dropping on them and catching the gar. They tear your bait up, they tear your line up. And then 4 or 5 fish later, when you hang into a giant, your line snaps, and it's because that gar's teeth done weaken your line. And they're not smart enough to let go. The hook ain't in their mouth, they just clamp down and they just being ornery and don't want to let go. Most time when you hook into one, if you'll just drop it and let all the pressure off, they'll open their mouth. But if you pull, they pull. Wake up, baby.
It's a little one trying to get at it.
You catch that little one, I'll go after the other.
That little one's hitting it.
Here he comes, here he comes. Boom! Boom! Tank! Oh my God, Rod, now that's a fish.
Oh, that's a 3-pounder, y'all. Y'all seeing it first.
Hey, you know there's a camera on, right? They ain't gonna believe that's a 3-pounder.
Yeah, they will once they see it.
After 3 years, folks, he's finally opening it up a little bit.
3-pounder.
That's a nice fish.
Big fish of the year, y'all. Here, you do the honors.
What do you want me to do? Hold your rod, hold your fish? I done had to catch him for you once.
I told you, they're bigger in Texas.